We're back like we never left. Welcome to another Trade CCAP. Today, the date is October 14th. Took a little break from doing these ZCAPs, but a lot of people tell me that it was really beneficial for them. So, we're going to bring it back. Hold on. As always, I'm going to try to aim for no cuts, just straight raw footage. And we'll go in one go. This is literally my first time recording it. Basically, let me zoom out real quick so you guys can see the chart. Going into the market today, we knew that we have Powell speaking at 12:20, right? Anytime this guy speaks around that time where he speaks, you do not want to be in a trade at all, right? It can easily wick you out of any of your entry, and a setup could be A plus, and it can easily just go out the roof. Why? Because of external news, which is Powell. So I knew coming into today that I would have to be finished before 12:20 or before even 11. If I didn't find anything between 9:30 and 11 a.m., I was not gonna take anything because of this reason. Going into today, let me see on ES where we at. Okay, so let's pretend that that's not there. And yeah, so we were in between of London highs, London lows. We still had Asia highs left to take. Then when we zoom out, we see this little opening gap. So this gap right here, this is from the week open, right? We gapped up about, how many points was this? About 116 points. And that was all because of news. If you guys are living under a rock, you wouldn't know what happened Friday, but Trump announced tariffs against China or whatever, caused the market to dump about 1,200 points in one day. So going into market open Sunday night, a lot of people thought we were just gonna keep on dumping, but we instead created this little gap and we created this this uptrend, right? So going into today, I knew that right below London low, we have the gap, and I ideally would want this gap to get filled. So my buys going into today was shorts. I'm not gonna lie. If you go on the 5-minute, we can find multiple gaps that we can take our entry off of. I believe I had this one marked out on the 1 minute. No, I wouldn't have took that entry. I think 15-minute. Yeah, so I had this marked out. Again, I wouldn't have taken this entry because we already had a closure. But if you're been around my socials, you know that I trade a little different strat real quick. And for that reason, this entry could play out for that strat, not the Z strat, right? We're trading with two strats now because sometimes we always never get an entry off the Z strat. That's why we, came with another strategy with just a little bit more confirmation. So if you don't get one entry, we get the other. Anyways, going into today, I was short. And let's see what price does. Already in the first 15 minutes, we took out the gap, right? Took out London lows with little to no retracements, okay? If you see a move like this where we're just dumping with no retracements, that's a sign for you to not get in, because anytime there's a downtrend, listen, if price to go up, there has to be this pattern right here. And every time we create lower lows, what do? We retrace a little bit higher. So if there's no retracement, don't enter. Simple as that. Even though we're just dumping, you have to wait for a retracement if you want somewhat of a good entry, right? Same thing goes for an uptrend. There's going to be higher highs and higher lows. That's how you create an uptrend. Excuse me. So after the 5-minute, after we fill the gap, I'm like, what's next, right? The only other level that we would taken out would have been all the way down here, 158, which was about 600 points. No, no, about 300 points or whatever from the gap. So I'm over here thinking we either continue lower to 158 or somewhere around this range, or we can see a pop up. Now on ES and NQ are moving the same. ES also had the gap right up here, but when we market open today, we were already trading inside the gap. So whenever London low was about 5 points away from getting this gap filled. NQ, we had a little bit of room, right? So we took out London lows, we took out the gap. Now there's literally, we can either shoot down all the way down to 158 or we can make a pop up, right? We have this 5 minute right up here that I marked out. And what I was waiting for was just confirmation. This 5 minute candle entered into the 5 minute gap. And you guys can see right up here, this is as textbook as it gets. We took out all the lower objectives that we have for the lows. There's literally nothing left for us to keep on going down. So as soon as we see a little pop up, I know more than likely we're just going to keep on pumping up, right? As always, have my entry at the middle of the fair value gap. 540 was the entry. And my stops were right about, I think, wait, give me a sec. Where did because I obviously alert everything. 513 was my stop. So 513, we're looking at, okay, I think the top of this, yeah, went off top of this candle wick. This was about 26 points of a stop. And obviously, I was originally aiming for 580, right? But as you guys can see, we got in the trade and we started pumping. Already up 31 points, easy, right? What I did, I set my stops to break even, and I wasn't gonna lose out on money. I love money, by the way. I took profits. At 20 points, right? But as you guys can see, even after, we kept on running up, and I think we're still running up. Oh my God, we just hit London high. Oh my God, this was perfect. Holy. Yo, today price was amazing. Obviously, we never hit our stop loss, so considering that, if we just went from the entry all the way to London high, that's about 186 points. Goes to show you don't need to be a genius in the markets. Just stick to one strategy and just wait for the entry, execute. You'll be fine. Starting tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, I'm gonna start live streaming on live streaming on YouTube and Twitch, maybe TikTok and Instagram live. I don't know. I have to set everything up, but yes, I want you guys to see what we do here in the premium. A lot of people ask me for a free trial for the premium, and I don't offer that right now. But in this sense, you can see what we do live. Wake up every single day, what I look for, how I alert, how things go, how we handle with losses, how we handle dubs, the psychology, the risk management, all of that good stuff that we talk about in lives every single morning. You guys will see now. And I feel like it'll benefit everybody, okay? So look out for that. And yeah, today was super, super simple. Not only did we get my entry, we also got the other entry. And yeah, 2-0 for the day, if you want to look at it that. I literally was in a trade for 4 minutes. And yeah, it was amazing. Amazing day back. I didn't trade yesterday because of the bank holiday. I know some of y'all did. But anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning live here on YouTube. And yeah, you guys have a blessed day. And keep on trading, man. Have a good one. Wait. Bye.